In this program, we're going to blink an LED light, but replace the delay value with a variable. We want to create the variable above the void setup of our program. The first thing to do is decide what type of variable you want to use. We're using an int, int. That's short for integer, and that means that it's a whole number. It doesn't have any decimals after it. We're going to use ints most often throughout our programs. The next step is to name the variable. I named it wait because it's going to be used as a delay value, so that makes sense and it's easy for me to remember and understand. You can name a variable almost anything, but it can't start with a number, and it's important to remember to name it something that you can type over and over again without making any mistakes. Next, we use an equals sign and then set the starting value of the variable. So I have an integer called wait, and it has a starting value of 1000. Within the void setup function, I'll use a pin mode function with the arguments to and output to set up the LED that's going to blink. Within the void loop function, first there's a digital write function with the arguments to and high. That's going to turn on the LED light. Next, we have a delay, and normally we would use a known value here, like 1000. That would be 1000 milliseconds or 1 second. Instead, we're using the variable wait. Now what the code does is it looks up to see what is the value of wait, and it inserts the value of wait wherever you use the word wait. So with a value of 1000, this delay of wait is going to keep the LED on port 2 turned on for 1000 milliseconds. The next function is a digital write with the arguments to, low to turn off the LED. And again, we're using wait as the argument inside our delay function. So again, this is going to be a 1000 millisecond or 1 second delay before the program reaches the end of the void loop, jumps back up to the first line of the void loop, and starts to run again. One of the cool things about variables is that I can very quickly change one number, like changing wait from 1000 to 100, and then upload that code to my MakerBoard, and now my LED is going to blink with a wait value of 100 milliseconds, both on line 12 and on line 15. So the longer the code gets, the easier it is to use a variable to change a value that otherwise you'd have to go through your loop and change each spot from 1000 to 100.